Hylians! If you've been following me for a while or just seen some of my most recent videos, you can probably tell that I have a lot of different ideas and theories about the follow-up game to Breath of the Wild. I am so excited for this game, and I have spent almost every single day since the announcement working on videos and theories to share my thoughts and theories with all of you. Before I get into this new video, I would just like to say a quick thank you to everyone who has supported my newest videos. Seeing all the likes and comments really is awesome, and it's so nice to see people enjoying my content. Now, with that out of the way, let's get started on today's theory, another one about everyone's favourite King of Evil. As I said before, I have got a lot of different theories for this next game, many of them to do with Ganondorf and the role he could play within it. Today I want to talk about how this Ganondorf may be one we've seen before, but not the Ganondorf you may expect. Let's quickly go over the backstory of Ganondorf. We first see Ganondorf within Ocarina of Time, where his goal is to obtain the Triforce and take over Hyrule with his power. As I'm sure you all know by now, the events of Ocarina of Time led to the timeline splitting. This is how we end up with the downfall, child and adult timelines. One thing to remember though, is even with the split, the Ganondorf and Ganon we see within each timeline is the same one as in Ocarina of Time. At least for now. Now I'm going to leave the downfall timeline out of this for now, as it doesn't have much to do with things at the moment. Within Wind Waker, we see Ganondorf again. This, as I said, is the same Ganondorf from Ocarina of Time, after being sealed away for many years, and at the end of the game he is killed. Yes, unlike Ocarina of Time, within this game Ganondorf is killed for good. This gets rid of him within the adult timeline. And within Twilight Princess in the child timeline we see him again, and of course at the end of this game he is also killed. Ganondorf was killed within both these times, yet this is not the end we see of him. Following Twilight Princess we get to Four Swords Adventures, where as we play we find out that Ganondorf is back. But this is not the same Ganondorf who was sealed away in Ocarina of Time and who was killed in Twilight Princess. This is an all-new Ganondorf, born into the Gerudo tribe, the next Gerudo male born after 100 years. Many people see Ganondorf as the same person within every Zelda game, but that's untrue. There are in fact two Ganondorfs that we know of. Within Four Swords Adventures we learn that he was the new king who would rule his people, and was generally seen as a good man. But at some point something slowly changed within him. He started to break the laws of his people, so the Gerudo ended up pushing away their king. At some point he left his people's village and made his way to the pyramid on the other side of the Desert of Doubt, where he found the trident. After finding the trident, it would eventually transform him into his beast form, Ganon. This is the only time within the Zelda series that Ganondorf has obtained the trident. The only other times we see the trident is when Ganon has it within the Downfall timeline. This is what set off this theory, as in the trailer for Breath of the Wild sequel we see this. A depiction of Ganondorf on the back of a horse holding a trident. When Ganondorf in Four Swords Adventures obtained the trident, he may not have transformed into Ganon right away. Maybe once getting the trident and fully becoming evil he terrorized the people of Hyrule, and at some point the dark power that awakened within him so long ago, along with the power of the trident, he transformed into Ganon. At the end of Four Swords Adventures, Ganon is not killed, but is sealed away somewhere by Princess Zelda, the maidens and the power of the Four Sword. Maybe when he was sealed, it forced him out of his beast form, and this is why we see him within a human form in the trailer for the next game. It would be really interesting to see this Ganondorf return, as he is pretty much a new character. He acts very differently to the original Ganondorf. I've always seen the original Ganondorf as very cunning, carefully planning out what he wants to do. But I see this Ganondorf, from what we've been told, being much more forceful, using his power without thinking as much. Even the way he talks to Link and Zelda at the end of the game feels very different to how the original Ganondorf would speak to them, calling the hero and princess insects. It would be really cool to see what Nintendo could do if they brought back this Ganondorf, as I feel he would be very different to the original. Bringing this Ganondorf back would also go along with how the Gerudo felt about him in Breath of the Wild, as this Ganondorf broke the laws of his people and ended up getting forced out of their land. It would fit very well with how the Gerudo think of him, as we see in Breath of the Wild that Urbosa has a very strong hatred towards him, not just Calamity Ganon and the things he did to Hyrule and its people, but for the fact that he took the form of a Gerudo at some point.
It was written that Calamity Ganon once adopted the form of a Gerudo. And that will make this victory all the more satisfying. I like that. Now I can take this personally.
It is also said that there has not been another Gerudo male born into the Gerudo tribe since the Ganondorf who became Calamity Ganon. This would completely rule out Ganondorf somehow being the same one from Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess or Wind Waker. This theory is based off a very small amount of evidence. The trailer really does not give away that much about what we could expect from this game, but showing Ganondorf with the trident is a pretty good bit of evidence towards this theory of the Ganondorf being the same one from Four Swords Adventures. But now you've listened to what I think, what do you guys think? As always, I love to read your thoughts in the comments, so please tell me what ideas you have. I still have many more theories planned on the topic of Ganondorf and the new game, so if you're interested in more stuff like this and lots of other Zelda goodness, why not subscribe? And if you did enjoy this video, go ahead and like it. It lets me know you guys enjoy this type of content. Thank you all again for watching, and until the next video, bye!